Sam & Max is one of the best multimedia franchises that ever existed. It's rare that there is a single property out there that has so many unique, great adaptations. Animated show, video games, or the original indie comic. This technically isn't the original one, but whatever. The series in all its incarnations follows Sam and Max, the freelance police, a dog dressed up like a detective from the 40s, and a murderous rabbity thing. Created by genius guy Steve Purcell, coming out in the 80s, Sam & Max has been one of the better parts of the indie scene wherever it goes. Okay, follow me on this. Wes Anderson. I'm going to assume people are familiar with Wes Anderson movies. For the purposes of the point I'm going to go over a little bit of his style anyways. Wes Anderson is a filmmaker from Austin, Texas. If you listen to kind of bad parodies of Wes Anderson's work, there's a lot of bad parodies of Wes Anderson going out around there, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of parodies seem like they only watch the trailers, looking at one in particular. Wes Anderson movies are defined by a dry detachment to the real world, a love of horizontal filmmaking. I know that sounds weird, but Wes Anderson is absolutely obsessed with horizontal movement. That bro loves the horizon and cannot stand any vertical. His cinematography and design aesthetic is defined by this. It at times feels like you're watching an old adventure game being played. That's not the similarities I want to talk about, but I do think that's a fun coincidence. But most auteur writer-directors will have a very distinct style of dialogue. It's usually a thing they all share in common, and Wes Anderson has one. So Wes Anderson's dialogue style I would define as over-articulate eloquence. Characters will not stumble, will over their words, and will say precisely what they mean with exact precision. So, that's Sam and Max. That's exactly the way Sam and Max talk. Sam and Max's comedy is defined by apathy in a weird way. They are two characters who articulately and eloquently chat at each other in lightning fast repartee about the world around them and seem to be apathetic to anything else. It's hard to describe if you haven't seen. That feels incredibly Wes Anderson to me. Like, sincerely, Wes Anderson could write this dialogue and you wouldn't be surprised. Now, has Wes Anderson ever heard of Sam and Max? Probably not. I think what's important to remember is that The Grand Budapest Hotel was a really good movie. I kind of want to rewatch or replay some Sam and Max. This is obviously an imperfect comparison, but I'm very serious about this. Go back and rewatch or reread or replay, or in the case of Wes Anderson, rewatch something they've done, and you'll notice a striking similarity between the two. It really hit me when I did that, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. Obviously, these are independent people who were working independently of each other, and it probably never even occurred to them. But it is something to think about, I guess. That's why they call it a think-em-a-piece.